guys, I am Chris Kaler.
And I'm Amber Foster Costly, and today we are back at guys with The Lost Kingdom, episode 5 of season 4.
Last episode was the big fight where Canute finally died.
Yes.
Finally, because it's been a while since we've been waiting for this. We got revenge for Ragnar properly. I mean, Brita knows the truth. Unfortunately, she won't be able to savor it or do anything about it because she was taken prisoner by I don't remember what kingdom they're from, but the army and the king that came and
they're
helped.
They're not friends, that's for sure.
Yeah, they hate the Saxons, and basically they just said we came here and we helped because technically Edward promised all the loot, all the prisoners, everything he promised. And so they came and they helped, but they said after that, it's the last time. There's not going to be peace. There's not going to be suppers or handshakes or anything. We're enemies. We still hate you. So they've got Brita, but Canute is dead. So that's good, at the very least. Edward showed up, and he wasn't happy with the results of the fight. We lost Stiapa.
We did.
That's a big loss, but...
And he put it on our shoulders.
He did,
on our fault.
He did insult. Well, I mean, he did put his anger on Aethelflaed because it is what she did that forced his hand. But then again, we both understand that we both believe he should have done something anyway. So he waited too long. She forced his hand. Okay, fine, but still, everyone showed up to fight for what was right. Some of them had reasons that, but
they still showed up.
They all showed up, and I don't think it's fair to say to Aethelflaed, like, she has ambition, and that's all there was, like, she was here to protect her country. So stop it. But then he's angry, he lost Stiapa, he just learned that he's got nothing to give his men for the fight, and people have been promising shit on his behalf that he wasn't aware of, so...
Yeah.
He's mad, he's gonna be pissed at his mom, he's gonna be pissed at... I have a blank for today because I'm tired, but the priest who we've been following, who's replacing Bioka now.
The warrior priest?
Yes,
I forgot his name too. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
It is late and I am tired and it is hot.
So in my mind, but that's not his name.
No, so very sorry. It will come back to us. But in any case, he's gonna be pissed this episode. But at the very least, we won the fight, and it looks like Ethelred
did good, like you said.
Yeah.
Ethelred knocked his head, and to me, he looks like he's dying.
He could be, and I mean the siblings are finding this like it's an opportunity for them to survive because he was gonna get rid of them. He was so mad that they did not notice. I mean the sister is just, she's part of this, but the brother was the one in charge of the armies and the messages and stuff, and he didn't know that the Vikings were attacking Mercia, and basically he lost everything. Yeah. So he was gonna die for sure.
Oh yeah, he was.
Or at least wish he was dead. So,
I mean, we did ask for a slip of the sword for many seasons, but an open skull is just as good.
It looks like we got a slip of the sword. So I don't know.
An open skull.
He might not be dead, but they are looking forward to a possible death. And I mean, if they are excited, I'm gonna be excited. Because I don't really want him to survive. I kind of want him to get the fuck off of this show, So, yeah, it has been a little while. Sorry if we missed anything. Let's just jump back in this episode, see what happens after the fight, see how everyone copes, see the consequences, and just get back in the story.
I just hope that Edward's gonna open his mind and stop listening to his father-in-law.
Yeah, no, that's not gonna happen now.
Fudge.
It's gonna happen. Maybe it's gonna happen, but not now. God knows what's gonna happen because of that, but yeah, in the meantime, I'm gonna be wary. In any case, yeah, let's jump in this episode. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to know when these come out, and check out our Patreon for the full reactions, you guys.
Let's go!
Let's go! It's in the siblings' interest to let him die, honestly. The thing is, there's also the question of what happens after, because if he dies, he doesn't have a son.
True.
Have no fear. He will recover.
I hope for your sake that he doesn't.
Or that, he's probably thinking, like, if he wakes up, perhaps he's gonna change his mind, but I don't think that he believes he's gonna survive. He needs to play his part till the end, though.
Praying for him to die. We will be playing for this.
Not if we blame him first.
I'd also be like, die. to see his daughter? Isn't that where he said she was?
Isn't it her daughter, you mean?
Open the
Well, he
door.
said his daughter was hanging out at her estate.
Stuart,
Okay.
wake up, it is your father.
Yes!
My father calls himself Uhtred of Bevenberg. Who are you?
It's the aura, it is us. It really is.
Ah.
Father has defeated the Danes.
Weirdly enough, she reminds me of Brita.
You're lucky I didn't stab you through
right?
the door.
Huh.
She looks like her mom.
A little bit, but she resembles Brita more. I'm bringing good news. Your husband is dying.
Ethelred is injured. Some are saying fatally.
Yes!
We must go to him.
Tomorrow, this road's too dangerous at
We
night.
must speak to him and the Ealdorman. No plan has been made for the succession.
Lady, the mood amongst the Ealdormen is ugly. Those who survived the massacre blame Aethelred for deserting and denounce your brother for not coming to their aid.
Does this anger
Fudge.
extend to Ethelflaed?
Yes, it does. It
I
is.
don't know.
Well, she showed up. But if they start saying she showed up late,
Stuart,
The Ealdorman will not turn on us.
they could.
You have a will with the men of Mercia, so she could do something.
It could go both ways.
But it all depends if they are willing to listen to her. Because like you said, she did something to protect Mercia.
Yeah, but like, so did Edward. He showed up late, and they're blaming him too.
Well, he was late.
Yeah, he was. Hence, you should have reacted sooner.
I must be dying if you're here.
I am certain God will restore you to health.
I fear that may not be true. Why have you come?
We need to decide who's gonna replace.
Revel in my suffering.
I am concerned about the fate of our daughter, should you be taken from us. We've treated her most unkindly.
It's because she's not my daughter. I may struggle to remember, but that I know.
So you must also know that people regard her as your daughter,
She is rather fair for a Mercia.
and that consequently, they will seek her hand to support their claim to your title.
Yeah.
What is it that you want?
At the very least, you agree not to betroth her to some heartless fool.
As you were.
Wow, dude, in your last moments, you're just gonna
Well, we're not about to die. Sometimes you
come out with the truth.
Yeah.
The Ealdormen of marriageable age were all slaughtered. The best of them taken. There's a danger dishonourable hands will try to grasp her. So allow me to choose someone suitable, and I promise you this kingdom will thrive.
You've got nothing left, man. Just
she has a good mind.
you can at least admit that she did a good job. Yes.
Should approve the match.
Don't betray that in your last
You were as
moments.
faithful to me as you are to Mercia.
Says the guy who
If
beat
only
her.
you were such a
Treated
jerk
me
to
with so
her.
much cruelty since our wedding night. Perhaps things could have been very different between us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She came into this marriage willing to give to him and be faithful.
I know that I have not always treated you kindly.
Okay.
For that I am sorry. I was younger and more foolish. I hope that you can find some comfort. To live without being loved is a torture.
I
Why you
will-
acted with so much cruelty.
I love that she's
You
not
know
letting
what's
him.
so wrong and sad? He could have had it with her,
Yep.
but
I-
he had to be such a jerk.
I love that she's not letting him get away with his I'm sorry.
No.
Like, she's not forgiving him or anything.
And she has a right, so.
Because, like, he did treat her like shit, and he's like, oh, I was young and foolish. I'm like, recently you ordered her death. So, like, fuck off. But, I kind of like his last, confessions
He's
and
about
stuff.
to die. He needs to make amends.
Make amends, yeah.
Have my mother publicly rebuked for raising King Hal's army. She
Ah.
must learn her interference brings a cost.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of agree, but at the same time, she did what she thought was right. And it turned out to be
Well,
good,
It was, but she still went against the
Yes,
king's
I-
word.
None end
I
our
understand
affiliates
it
helping build
still.
the town.
The Mercians are proud people. I doubt they will want our help.
We will not ignore their plight again.
Okay. A bit late, but thanks.
Tell me it is less disordered than it looks.
I cannot. There is division, there is anger. They think Wessex has abandoned them. And there is talk that they do not honour the Union.
I knew this! Fucking hell! That's why Edward should have acted sooner!
Tell the Wessex guards to settle within the walls. Of course. Oh, and that command to punish the king's mother, that is an order you yourself could undertake? Was punishment what the king commanded?
No.
It's what he wants, but cannot order.
Fucking hell. When he
This
starts
is
to
not
do
what
this
he
shit...
said. Oh, bitch.
I mean, I never liked him and I always distrusted him, but when he actually starts telling things to people, like Elswith did that also, but at least we know her intentions are okay.
We will betroth the Lady Aethelred to the successor and seal the bond between our lands. In return for the strength you'll bring to their claim in Mercia,
She's not happy.
we will ask they are loyal to Wessex.
I agree with the idea, but it is not that simple.
Yeah, they need to find a good successor.
Find me the right suitor, and we will make haste to arrange a match. I
Okay.
promise you, brother, this alliance means as much to me as it does to you.
Bring the Ealdorman to me.
Okay.
She will not put our daughter in a bad marriage.
But so far so good. They're listening to one another.
My brother is finally trying to enact my father's will. We should welcome this.
I know, but his authority is under threat, and men under threat do not always act with wisdom.
True.
True. Especially when he's got people around him that make decisions for him.
Whispering in his ears.
And like I said, other people have done this before and we were like, yes, yes, but then their intentions were good.
Yeah, but not this time.
Not this time.
I know I speak for the people of Mercia when I say we are grateful for your men's labour.
Come on, men. Let our friends from Wessex see our strength. Is this intended as a slight?
Well,
No, Lord King. He merely strives to redeem his family name. And I, for one, look on it kindly.
don't trust him.
I believe you pulled me to safety during the battle. Yes, Lord King, I did.
Oh, don't take him as a suitor for your niece, please.
Oh, that
I
would
could
be
see it.
bad.
Where are you taking these women?
On a pilgrimage to the shrine of Saint Rita. We will give thanks for our great victory.
You shall not leave the town. An order has come from Aethelred.
I hate her attitude. She showed up with her nose in the air like, bitch.
And when was this confinement decided?
I've been asked to enact the will of the king. Have Lady Elswith guarded in the reading room.
Do as Cambridge orders.
Ignore this girl.
It's a question of who do you follow.
She speaks without authority.
What else with?
Technically, she's still alive.
Look how she trembles.
Do you defy the will of the king?
I will not fight against it. I simply ask that a soldier bring a prayer book to my room so that I may reflect.
It was a show of strength, an actual show of strength. Because I love how she basically went, I'll follow what the king says, but just so you know, I chose to do this because they follow me.
The unity between us is critical. Both countries, side by side, equal like brothers.
We should discuss this unity.
Yep, right now.
The betrothal of my niece, it seems wise to secure one with the other. Subject, of course, to the approval of the Ealdorman.
The Ealdorman will do my bidding. I have them under my control.
But as you know, Lady Aethelred is dear to me. I should like her to be betrothed to a man I trust. A peacemaker for times of peace. Could you be such a man, Erdwulf?
What? Fuck.
Erdwulf is not an Ealdorman. His family was disgraced.
The disgrace can be reversed by royal decree.
I know. Honestly, I prefer someone more of her age than the other. But he's a snake.
Then again, like, we've seen worse than him.
We've seen worse.
The only thing I really have against him is he's been manipulating Aethelred. He's been trying to manipulate. He had a reason, but we can't trust him because of that. So we don't know what he's gonna do next.
Let's hope that now that he has got something.
And I didn't like how he treated his sister.
No, me neither.
Has a successor been chosen?
Yeah, myself.
The king wishes to betroth me to your daughter.
What is he gonna think of that?
No.
Fuck off.
I'll agree to it. Promised my wife I would not act without her.
At least you're doing it.
Edward will take your throne and Mercia will be subsumed. Please, Lord, just trust that I have Mercia's best interests at heart.
Fight for Aethelflaed.
You have
you know?
your own best dress at heart.
I will always
It's your moment to actually gain a little bit of respect from us. You promised. Yes, okay, okay.
Thank you.
No, you do not.
You might die though before, you know.
I know.
I cannot place it, but my stomach tells me that you lie.
Yeah, because he does.
You are not worthy of my daughter. You never will, Mercia.
I mean, right now I'm liking him a lot.
Oh
He's
no.
gonna- no.
Fuck off. Fuck off.
God.
I was wondering. Shit.
Fuck.
In the wound and everything. That's not. Hurry the fuck up. It's the sister.
Please, 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 please. I hope
All
that
the
he see
blood
that
in his
it,
eye.
I really hope that he see that it wasn't natural.
They won't see shit. Shit. The sister saw though, so she'll have an opportunity eventually.
Tell me there is a mistake. That you have not broken our agreement and betrothed my daughter without my knowledge.
We are simply making plans should the worst happen.
You agreed Elfwin should not be used as a bargaining piece.
That was before King Edward struck a bargain.
So who have you betrothed my daughter to?
The bitch who just killed your ex-husband. We'll talk about him more, but now we know. We know. He just went straight for the rings and everything.
He gave me his blessing and everything.
Yeah, he's going straight for the rings. She knows though, so she'll have the opportunity to betray him eventually. And I trust in her. I think she's good.
Please have the future of Mercia in mind and tell someone what you just saw.
He is a great warrior. He is a leader of men.
Ethelred still rules here and he will not allow this.
He's a murderer.
He didn't, but he was saying no. For once, he was doing the right thing. Jesus fuck.
I had looked to this moment for many years.
Yeah.
It's still a shock to see though.
And now it is here. Why do I feel as if I want to cry?
Because it's the worst timing ever.
You regretted the pain he caused you, lady.
He did. A little bit late, but he did.
I mean, it doesn't mean shit, but
Prepare the body
he did say
and
it, so
inform your
that's
brother
good.
that his betrothal will take place imminently. You are to be sister to the new Lord of Mercia.
No! Say something!
But it's for her family, it's her brother, like she won't.
I thought Ethelred's death would be a chance for me to live in peace. But they cast me aside. Treat my child as a bag of silver.
Because you're a woman, and your child is a girl.
Somehow we must alert our allies. Rally them against Third Wolf if necessary.
It would set the Mercian feud against the Wessex army. It would be a civil war.
Go to Chairs to take her somewhere
like-
you can protect her.
It's not Mercia against Wessex at this point, it's just them against the two others, you know?
I know!
I will inform the people of the tragedy. I fear my sister will not mourn him.
With respect, Lord King, your sister should follow the custom.
She loves Mercia, but she never loved its leader.
True.
Have Aethelflaed confined until all this is settled. If only to save her offending the Ealdorman by her lack of grief.
It's coincidences and you know, situations that lead to, this is gonna be really bad. And he's not doing this to keep her away, but that's what he's gonna do.
She could do something.
There you go, Swithin.
If she...
Thank you.
I hope so.
A man I trust. Follow my next instructions, and I ensure you will be well rewarded.
She's still manipulating. I actually like that.
Come. I've alerted the man that protects you. He's outside the window. Why would a mistress help a wife? Because Mercia has wronged us both and our brothers have turned on us.
You could, I mean,
Listen to her, please.
I have nothing and no one. You have silver and men that will help you. Use them.
you could tell her what happened.
Find Uhtred on the road to Chester. Tell him to meet me at the ruins of St. Milber's Priory. Do this and I would ensure you'd never go penniless.
I like that. I said I like the sister. I think she can be trusted, and
She
you know,
chose Mercia over her brother.
she's proving it.
Well done. Do I really abandon Mercia after everything?
Lady, Mercia has abandoned you.
At this point, yeah. Although, I'll say this though, it's not like they are aware of what we are aware of, you know? She is saying that the brother is not a suitable husband because she saw him, you know, be brutal to his sister, and she doesn't know him, and like she knows he's probably pushed by ambition and stuff. Like what the little she knows about him is bad, so she's like, yeah, no. And she was promised to have a say in who her daughter was gonna marry, and right now she's being pushed to the side, completely ignored, like she never mattered, like she never did more job as leader of Mercia than Aethelred himself, because she rode to battle more often than him.
Just because she's a woman.
Just because she's a woman. So, but like, that is the biggest, you know, thing they did against her, pushing her to the side and not listening to her and basically doing what they think is right without taking advice from her, even though she matters. They do not have bad intentions. Like, all of them, they know that the brother's not a good choice, but it's not like Edward knows. It's not like the Ealdorman know.
For Edward, technically, what's his name? Ealdorf or something?
I call him the brother. It's
well, okay, the brother, he saved Edward's life on the battlefield. He saved his life.
He's younger.
And from what he saw, he seemed eager to reclaim his birthright, reclaim his honor.
Being given that would put him in debt to Winchester, so that would basically Wessex. So that would basically confirm an alliance, like keep strengthening the union between the two.
And like we said, it's technically the youngest potential suitors.
Yes,
for the niece.
And like they're all trying to do what's right for Mercia. I do want to point out that, you know, Edward did promise Aethelflaed to, you know, have her
wait for her same.
Exactly. But perhaps it's the fact that he's still angry at her. Like, she did not consult him. She pushed him. She forced his hand. So he's like, I am capable of making decisions. And even though I promised her, right now I need to, you know, do what's right as king and stuff. So he's like, it's kind of like a petty revenge, perhaps. But, I mean, I did like how he approached the problem, because the father-in-law was, like, asserting his strength. Like, he brought their soldiers inside and stuff. Like, he was making...
excuse me.
He was making decisions for the king, you know, asking for Ellsworth to be confined and stuff. Like, he's pushing for power. Like, it's almost like he wanted Edward to take the throne of Mercia right there and then, you know? So I kind of like that Edward was like, no, you know what? We let them down once. Now it's not the time to do it again. Like, that I like. The only reason why they are angry at you now, though, is because you didn't act before. So you can't just be like, I mean, that wasn't a problem. You know, I did nothing wrong. I like that he acknowledges, I let them down. So now I kind of need to help them. He's not helping them in the right way, but he is trying to help.
Yeah.
So I can't really fault him. Well, I do fault him for pushing Aethelflaed to the side despite telling her he was going to include her. But I think it might be a bit, you know, royal pride and pittiness from what happened last episode. So, yeah, I mean, he's not trying to screw anyone over. Like, he's trying to do the right thing, but...
He's trying to take control of Mercia. That's what he's trying to do.
No, that's not true. He's trying to help Mercia put someone in charge, someone from Mercia, because he could try and take the throne. No one is there. He's a king. He's got his forces. They're weakened as fuck. He could take Mercia like that. So he's trying to help them as best as he could. But yes, of course, he wants to put someone on the throne that is gonna acknowledge their union, acknowledge the fact that they're allies. Because now the Ealdormen were talking about rebellion. They were talking about severing the ties and you know, so that's why he needed to be in the negotiations, because he needed to make sure that the person they chose was going to be on Wessex's side, at least a little. Because if you
it's sure going to be all the way
depends.
And Wessex death.
Well, depends what he does. Like, that brings me to the brother, because I was saying in the episode, we keep saying we can't trust him and stuff, and he's a snake. And you got Aethelred saying, like, oh, you've lied to me before. And I'm like, technically, no. He said, you know, the Vikings, the Danes were leaving because that's what he was told. He truly believed that the Vikings were gone, so they could openly go and attack. That was a miscalculation. That was not a good choice, but he didn't lie about it. And when he learned, he did kill the messenger.
Yeah.
He did kill the messenger.
He postponed the news
and
to the leader.
And then his sister's the one that kind of convinced him to tell him the truth. So his sister has always been kind of the voice of reason. But he's never lied to Aethelred.
But he manipulated him.
How? It's more so that he did the right, he acted so that Aethelred would see him as a good ally. Like, when we say manipulated him, it's more so that he used his sister as a way to get close to the king.
Technically, he did what the father-in-law of Edward is doing. Technically.
How?
Trying to influence his decisions, what he's doing.
Yes,
It's
yes,
basically the same thing.
It wasn't like what he was telling him to do wasn't necessarily bad. It's just, like Aethelred is the one that decided to attack, like, and leave Mercia and go attack. As far as I remember.
Under which counsel? Which advice? Probably. Yes.
Under his own, like he listened to himself. Like, why? What does he have to gain there? Perhaps he wanted a victory, but at the end of the day, he's always been fueled by ambition. So what he wants is what is going to put him in a good position, But he never had bad intentions towards Mercia. It's just that his true intentions are not for Mercia either. They're not against Mercia, but they're not, like, it's not like Aethelflaed. Aethelflaed would be, like, sacrificing herself completely for her country. He would not do that. He would sacrifice Mercia for himself. Mm-hmm. What he wants, he's got it now. He's in a position of power. But then we saw him kill Aethelred, because Ethelred was like, no, you're not gonna be. Which, by the way, I liked that scene a lot.
At
but
the end, he stand his ground, yeah.
Yeah, we could talk about him more after, but like, he killed him because he wasn't gonna be given this, and he's all about going back up, getting that place back because he lost everything. So we can't trust him because all he cares about is his own advancement. So we're talking about an ally for Wessex. Forget it. If he sees an opportunity...
We're talking about Mercia thriving? Nope.
No, that's the thing. Like, if he's ever put in a position where it's either him or Mercia, it's going to be him. And that's why we can't trust him. But yeah, again, like, this episode, I was like, technically, like, there's no true reason to really despise him. I did not remember at the time he killed the messenger, but it's the little things, It's the fact that all his decisions have been fueled by a deep desire for personal advancement. It's not about Mercia, it's about himself. And this episode, the way he acted with his sister, the way he acted with Aethelred, and, that just shows you how he might act with his future wife if he gets her.
Knowing that he was the one to convince his sister to horse up to Aethelred.
I like the sister. Like, she didn't say... I think she's not betraying her brother completely by saying, she's
the one who killed Ethelred.
She's not saying that because maybe she doesn't want him dead or anything. Maybe it's about that. Not that Aethelflaed has a power here, but if she learns that he killed Aethelred, I'm pretty sure people are going to listen. So, I don't know. But still, having Aethelflaed, escape like that, helping her, I think it's a really good move. And that makes me like her even more. And since she knows the truth, she always has that power.
She's got an ace up her sleeves.
Who knows what she's going to do with it, but I kind of like it. And she's going to flee and join up with Ethelred, so I have high hopes. I think if she survives the whole thing, she could be a really good ally. Or at least, she deserves to be free and do her thing eventually.
She does.
So, yeah.
I think we need to talk about the big moment of the episode with Ethelred's passing and last moments.
Yeah.
Because we've been saying so many times, I hope that he's gonna die. Mm-hmm. We're wishing for a slip of the sword.
Yes.
Or open and cracked skull and everything. And usually it's kind of bittersweet or sad when people in their last moments are making amends because they acknowledge that they have been flawed and they make many
I'd rather have that.
mistakes.
I'd rather have that than someone who just dies and never gets a chance to acknowledge it or say sorry or they stay in denial. Yeah. So he did deserve a little bit of my respect this episode when he stayed true to his promise to Aethelflaed and said no for the betrothal. I really like that scene because we've hated this guy since pretty much the beginning, but I felt bad for the way that he died. I also felt bad. He was gonna die though, so eventually, so I mean it was quicker this way, but he stood through, like in that moment I was like, don't betray her once more. Like I love that he said no. And even before that, like his speech to Aethelflaed, I love that she didn't forgive him. She was like, you know, what you did, you had no reason to do it. Like you're talking about being in love and that being the best thing, but then you were cruel to me, so you never gave me a chance, you never gave us a chance. There's nothing that justifies what he did to her, and I kind of didn't like when he said, you know, I was young and foolish. I'm like, dude, that wasn't that long ago. And
Well,
to be honest, well, she felt she was pregnant not too long after, and her daughter's still pretty young, so it's a few years, but still, you were not that young and foolish. You're still foolish, and it's the fact that not too long ago you were ordering people to kill her, so you didn't change that much. But the blow to the head perhaps, you know, made him forget some things, so he's more neutral in that moment, so he gets to say sorry. I love that he said it. I'm not forgiving him, but I love that he said it. In my opinion, that gives him a little of my respect. A little bit.
Got a little bit of enlightenment about his actions.
Well, he realized he was gonna die. I think he just wanted to make sure that he wasn't gonna end up in hell. Like he's Christian, you know? He doesn't wanna... He wants to say sorry, and you know, Aethelflaed is like... They still hate each other. Like, she was like... Confess what you did, and he's like, who made you confess there? She's like, okay, well, make your peace with your God then.
Yeah. But seriously, the way that he was saying that, if only you were as loyal, who loved me as much as you love Mercia, we could have had something. And yeah, you could have had something with her.
But like,
you made your bed with what you did to her.
She was like, I mean, she came into this marriage with the intention of being a good wife. She was excited about this. She was happy about this as much as possible, considering she was forced to marry. Let's be real. She was ready to do her duty, and he's the one that started, you know, beating her, insulting her, treating her like crap, and she said, you know, you were cruel to me. I did nothing to deserve this. Because he had, you know, his own ambition. Ambition is what destroyed these people. It's what destroyed him. It's what's destroying the brother. He had his own ambition of being, you know, the ruler of everything, and she was the daughter of Aethelred. She reminded him of the fact that he did not have the crown. So he beat on her. He lashed out at her, and he lost the opportunity to have a very strong ally.
Yeah. And honestly, I think that without Aethelflaed, Mercia is gonna fall. Because after so many years, she, like you said, she was the one who did so many things.
I mean, eventually they're not gonna fall. They're gonna join up with Winchester, Wessex, because it becomes England, you know?
I know.
So, and the thing is, now Ethelred and his people, they have the future Lady of Mercia. They have Aethelflaed.
The future king of all England also.
Well, yeah, but that's not Mercia, though.
They got him.
So, by the way, I love Uthred's daughter. Like, I love his kids in general, but I think she's got all of his wits. All of his wits, and that's great.
She got a mom, too.
I kind of like also what she said about how...
What's her name again?
Her mom.
Yeah, I forgot her name. What was it again?
I have it on the tip of my tongue, and I'm like, fuck, because I just want to say Melisandre, and that's not that.
No, wrong show.
I know, but I have it on the tip of my tongue. It doesn't matter. Anyway, if I remember later, I'll say it. But still, it's the fact that she's like, Mom died so quickly, so she's ready. Like, she's like, I have a feeling I might die like that too. So she's always ready, but she's not afraid, because if it happens, it happens. You know, she saw it before. I like that attitude of being ready and just having made her peace with the potential idea that she's gonna die. Like, she's got a Viking spirit in her, and I like that very much. I like also her plan, like, it worked perfectly, just like, you know, if Ethelred can come up with plans, like, she's definitely his daughter. She can. Definitely. And it worked. So now they have Aethelflaed, who's gonna join up with them. They're gonna have her daughter. So that's... Right now, the Ealdorman and the people of Mercia are going to be looking for her, and technically Edward is going to also be looking for that. So unless we can convince Edward to change his mind, which I don't think is going to happen now.
We're going to go into war.
We might, well, I mean, it's not going to be war as much as it's going to be us trying to run away. Like, who's going to fight for them? They don't have an army.
They have nothing.
They have nothing, so... we'll see how that evolves. But Gisela? No.
Gisela.
Is that Gisela?
Yeah, Gisela, yeah.
Oh, I
Thank
told you I was trying to remember. So, I mean, we will see. I do not know what's gonna happen next. I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do. I think the best idea would be to eventually get to talk to Edward and try to make him change his mind, but that's gonna be dangerous. And I don't know what Aelswith is gonna try and do.
She's trying to keep the little bit of power that she had left.
I love that scene too, by the way.
I forgot, but technically, does she still has power over
She's technically
the
still
new
queen.
She's still queen,
She's
right?
still sort of queen. Like, yeah, I mean, she's not supposed to be brushed to the side, but that's kind of what they did because they want to get rid of her as soon as possible. But it's disrespectful to have the new queen be treated like this when the older queen is still alive. I think that's what they said.
Mm-hmm.
But anything to toss her to the side, that's why they put her in the room and left her there, you know? They think she has no power and stuff. I love that scene where she's like, listen, I mean, take her away and stuff. And she's like, don't move, don't listen to her. And they listen to Aelswith. And I was like, ha ha ha, who has the true power here? This woman. That was pretty cool. So she's going to do something and perhaps help. But I think we have two big problems at the moment. We've got the brother problem, because we don't know what he's going to do, and we kind of got to change Edward's mind about who's going to take over Mercia. It sucks that it can't be Aethelflaed. It sucks that we're like back in the day when women had no standing and couldn't just fucking rule. Because she would be good at this. But in any case, we need to focus on that problem. Who's going to be, you know, successor of Mercia? Not the brother. We need to take care of the brother. And so yeah, that whole issue is one. And take care of the father-in-law, who is now also making decisions behind the king's back. So I don't like that at all. I did say, it's true, when Aelswith did the same thing, we were like, oh, that's pretty... Well, when she did the same thing to Alfred, we didn't like that because her intentions were clouded by her religion and she wasn't seeing clearly. When she did that last episode, we were like, yes, because Edward's intentions were clouded. He had a good idea, but it was clouded by what his father-in-law was telling him.
We're thinking always going with the lesser evil of the two, right?
We're going with the empathetic, you know, with the heart. The good choice, even if sometimes the good choice is not always the best choice. Like, it's true, Edward didn't want to fall for the plan that Canute laid for him, but then what did Dad bring him? Mercia doesn't trust him anymore. They're in distress. He let them die. So now he's got to make up.
He did.
So yeah, I mean the father-in-law and his daughter, they're doing this, but they are also driven by ambition. So we can't trust that.
Everybody is more or less driven by ambitions.
Yeah.
Right.
And I mean it's the fact that they think they can do shit when they don't have that power that makes me angry. Don't pretend that you're better than Aelswith when you do the same fucking shit, you know? And at least, like, I do believe that Aelswith's intentions have always been to help her family and her kingdom, whereas for them, it's just them. About them. It's about their advancement, their power. Has nothing to do with Wessex. It's about the power they can get by getting Wessex. So yeah, I don't like them.
Alright.
In any case, that's pretty much it for this episode, unless you want to talk about... No? So that's it for this episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you want to see the next one right away, it is on Patreon already. You can check it out. The link is in the description below.
And if you don't, the next one will be on YouTube next week. So keep an eye for it. We're going to see you next time.
Bye.
Bye, guys.